We can wait. Cool. Sorry, I should have waited for.
Rod, you missed us saying a bunch of nice things about Zainab and Adam. So they're doing great work.
But now we're starting for you.
And everybody likes short weeks and long weekends, so take that into account. All right, moving on. Encouraging people who don't often participate to volunteer and share their answers. I also like that. I like that you take the time to ask for people who haven't shared before, to kind of help pull them out of their bubble a little bit and give us different perspectives. Does anybody else have anything they want to say on that? Okay, moving on. People continuing to post their GitHub answers on the Google spreadsheet that I think Alicia made. A lot of people that seems to be helping them quite a bit. And then with that, Logan posting very detailed comments on his associations really help people understand. So that's pretty cool. Anybody want to comment on the Google spreadsheet?
I don't remember. I put like a comment on the spreadsheet, but I don't remember putting comments in my homework.
So I wrote that. Can you hear me? Like,
Yeah, I hear you.
okay. Yeah, so I wrote that because maybe I got the homework wrong, the name of which one, but it was I'm pretty sure it was associations, and where you talked about how, or in the comments you said like we have video and was it video? I forget. Video, no, actors and movies, and it's a many to many, so we want to use one of them to associate with the other and just one, and then made comments like that throughout, and that really, because I was doing it all wrong. Yeah, and so that really helped me to understand what I was doing wrong and how to do it correctly.
Okay, yeah, I think I just put that for myself. My own understanding.
Well, it helped other people out too, so they appreciate that. All right, moving on. Career prep questions, critiques have been super helpful. Anybody else want to comment on career prep questions? Okay. Apparently videos have been being posted in a quick manner. I haven't noticed kind of an uptick in that. So as a class, I think we appreciate the timely response to those as much as you guys can mitigate the time. Seems like you have been, so thank you. And then less tangents this week. I think that, kind of plays into what we were talking about earlier with Adam, being able to recognize what's going too far down, the rabbit hole, and being able to reel that back in and keep it on topic, I think has really helped with that. Anybody else have anything they want to say on things that went well? Any other things they want to add? Okay, cool. Moving on. What could be improved? The homework assignments really need to be rewritten. They seem like cut and paste jobs without being checked, so are confusing or wrong. Please check them and correct them before we have to do them. Does anybody else want, or does anybody want to comment on this? Provide some more insight or anything like that?
So I think in some cases, the requirements, that TXT file, they contain older versions. So I guess older versions of what the requirements are. So if folks are looking to, I think Evan had a good way that he got around that was, installing all those requirements like individually, and it pulled like the latest version of those. So that's a workaround, but some of the requirements files are a little dated in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I just want to add here real quick that, there's an ongoing effort on the part of the instructors to improve the quality of all of the exercises, particularly the written instructions for them. So if you see something that seems out of place, don't be shy about saying something in the questions channel. Just, this doesn't make sense, looks like a mistake. Is this correct? does it need to be fixed? And we'll definitely check it out and make changes that need to happen. So in this case in particular, like I was made aware of problems with the requirements TXT for a recent exercise. So that's actually been changed already. Unfortunately, it's the day after you did it. So the next cohort's going to benefit from it. But I do appreciate people raising these issues, and they are heard and they are acted upon. So don't be shy.
Hey, Raphael, when you do make changes, can you post that in somewhere to let us know? Because some of us do not do or get to the homework on the day that they are actually assigned.
Yeah, I could make an announcement about that, possibly.
All right, I guess actually that wouldn't matter since it wouldn't affect us. But if someone's in the middle of it and then you make a correction, that would help.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and Luis asked a question in the chat. So if you notice something that seems out of place in the homework, I would actually prefer that you raise an issue on GitHub rather than submitting a pull request. Just let us know what's wrong, and then the instructors will decide on the appropriate course of action. It's also less work for you.
Great feedback. Thank you, guys. Moving on, more Zainab on navigation when paired programming. I'm assuming that means that they like Zainab on navigation. Does anybody else want to comment on this? Okay, moving on. Add to that, at this point, I feel like we'd really benefit from having more guided homework. Yeah. Feel like a lot of people, that's a good way for them to learn.
I actually have a quick question. What do folks mean by guided homework? Just to make sure that I'm understanding correctly.
I wrote that one. So by guided homework, I'm thinking back to like the previous weeks, maybe like the bank assignment. Anyway, the homework that it had like walk through steps, like, hey, we want you to do this. So here's some code snippets to help you do that. Like you don't need to fully walk us through, but it'd be nice if some of the homework gave us like a bit more guidance. Like a few homework assignments is just like do this, and then you're just thrown out there. And I'm like just completely lost.
Got it. Okay, that is really helpful to know. Thank you. Raphael, I feel like I need to kind of talk with you and Zainab, and we can figure out, because I know part of our goal is to help that transition.
So in part, that's by design. Earlier in the program, we want to teach you like how to write code, and we tell you very specifically how to write your code. As we get further along and we're dealing more with like frameworks and big picture kind of application development, there's a lot of ways to solve any individual problem we encounter, and we're more concerned with can you get the desired results instead of does your code look the way I think your code should look. So that's kind of why as we get further through the program, the exercises are more just a list of requirements and you can achieve them any way you want. And whereas like earlier in the course, we want to make sure that you have mastered very particular techniques. That being said, if you sit down to the homework and you just have no idea where to get started, spin your wheels for 20 minutes. That's our threshold, 20 minutes. And then definitely like reach out to a TA or an instructor and be like, I have no idea where to get started. And then maybe they can like be a rubber ducky for you, help you bounce ideas off of them, just help you figure out where to get started.
Yeah, I think the timer is a good point. That's something I still struggle with. Like I sometimes like have to use a timer for when I'm going to stop coding or ask for help. I also threw on the action items list. Like maybe what we will do is find time to do like a session to talk about how to take a feature, like one of the bigger kind of requirements, and break it down into like smaller kind of parts and implementation steps. So I think that's a lot of what you're touching on, Terrence. And you raise a really good point, because that's, I think, one of the big challenges as a junior dev, and that'll be one of the big challenges when you all transition into your first role too, where that'll be part of your job.
Yeah, great clarifying information. Thanks. And the last one, I think we've reached a point of diminishing returns on full class whiteboarding. Might be better to split the class into groups and instructors and TAs so more people get a chance to whiteboard and people could still learn from observing. Does anybody have any conflicting opinions or any clarifying or anything they want to add to this?
Actually, I have a quick question I want to throw out because we just were talking with the TAs earlier today, and we're going to start doing whiteboard sessions with TAs leading either one-on-one or like groups of not more than 3. Do we want to drop whiteboarding done with the entire class entirely?
Well, is that like so are you saying we'd replace it with people getting into groups, or we like wouldn't do it at all?
Replacing it with one-on-ones or very small groups with teachers and TAs. That would be like once or twice a week in the afternoons.
Hey, Adam, you're real heckin' quiet. I don't know if other people are having trouble hearing you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know why that is. Is this any better?
Not really.
Okay, ignore me. I can always throw it in Slack. Not a big deal, but good feedback. Thank you.
Well, to Adam, actually, to your point. So when you say drop, do you mean like would we replace whiteboarding with those breakout sessions? Or are you saying like in the afternoon when we're doing assignments? Is that when that would happen?
We would be doing whiteboarding. There we go. We would be doing whiteboarding, but in small groups or one-on-ones in the morning, and there's going to be some in the afternoon, no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you fixed your mic, so that's good. Thanks.
Cool.
All right, so we have some shout outs here. If you guys want to comment on anything in particular, let me know. I'm just going to run through them real quick. The TAs, Avery, Young, Ben, Adam. Adam staying after class for Friday to get over Axios.then. Adam and Zainab, teamwork, making the dream work. Zainab. Appreciate all the extra time she's putting in the class. Off class hours on lecture demo prep and grading assessments. Young again, Lee, Logan, John, Gerardo, Daniel for hosting retro last week and improving the initial closest number wins code. Oh, thanks guys, appreciate that. Cool. Does anybody have anything additional they want to raise? Any concerns or anything else aside from what we went over? All right. Well, with that, we are going to play the roulette and pick the next contestant. Oh, it broke on me. Hold on.
Then Caleb, get with me after class. I can show you how to use Axios now. I've got that now.
I had this working yesterday. If I break the roulette, I'm in again.
Why don't you try changing the URL to retro_contestant?